Hello, everyone. And how is everyone doing today? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, Sharice and Johnson Moore here with your post-publishing power move segment for today. We are on day 25. So we in a new week, and I want to run it down to you of what you should expect from this week's episodes, right? We doing this post-publishing power moves 30-day YouTube series on just helping authors to, what they need to do before publishing and afterwards. What happens after you publish, now what, right? So I wanted to give you this week's rundown for the post-publishing power moves from the 25th for today until the 31st. We are in our last week. We are in the last week of doing this thing called post-publishing power moves. And I wanted to say that it is a pleasure and an honor to bring you all of these things that we are doing, right? So today being the 25th, we are going to walk into expanding your message through speaking engagements, right? That's what we're doing today, right? And I wanted to give you tomorrow's topic. We will be talking about day 26 is creating courses and workshops from your book. Creating courses and workshops from your book. Day 27, licensing and bulk sale opportunities. Day 27, licensing and bulk sale opportunities. Okay, then we're going to run into day 28 is partnerships and collaborations. Partnerships and collaborations. Day 29, turning your book into other media. Turning your book into other media. Day 30, building a brand that outlives the book. Building a brand that outlives the book. Then we're on day 31. This a good one. Leaving a legacy. The author's long game. Day 31, leaving a legacy. The author's end game. So let's dive into what we're going to talk about today. And we on day 25. Okay, day 25 is expanding your message through speaking engagements, right? So we want to, we want to expand. We want to, tell everyone. We want to step outside of just thinking we have to sell our books one way, one-on-one. We want to step outside the box of thinking that we have to sell our books just one way. This week, we are stepping into things that you do beyond past the publication process. You have published your book, right? And I wanted to help you out as much as I can with these things that we need to talk about to expand your message through engagement. And I want to say welcome, amazing authors. Welcome to day 25 of the Post-Publishing Power Moves. Today, we're talking about something that can take your author journey from book sales to booked solid. From book sales to booked solid. So, and that's the expanding your message through speaking engagement. Okay, your book is the foundation, but speaking takes your message beyond the page and positions you as an expert in your field. Okay, your book is your foundation, but speaking takes your message beyond the page and positions you as an expert in your field. So, I wanted to let you know that, get involved with these speaking events, speaking engagements. Get involved, okay? Turn your book into a signature talk. Turn your book into a signature talk. Every book has key themes, lessons, or takeaways that can be shaped into a presentation. Okay. Every book has a key themes, lessons, and takeaways that can be shaped into presentations, right? So you want to build a 20 or 30-minute talk based on your book's core message, the core message. If your book is about overcoming challenges, turning it into a keynote, like turning trials into triumphs, or or you could take my book, Coming to Loving Yourself. I have a book entitled Coming to Loving Yourself, and it can be turned from it can go into a term of ways of loving yourself. Ways of loving yourself. Sometimes, turn it into a pick a topic. Pick your topic, pick a theme from it. Pick something out of that book that you think is very profound for the audience to hear. Okay? Okay, we want to do, make the audience interested. Make your keynote, make it a keynote speaking moment for you. Start small and grow big. You don't need a TED Talk. Okay, you don't need you don't need a TED Talk straight out the bat. You don't need a TEDx stage right now, right away. You can start small. You can start with local events that are happening in your area. You can get involved with other organizations, book clubs or churches and community centers. Get involved in the things that are around you in your local time zone. And then when you have exhausted all of those avenues, then you may want to go and expand your reach of out of town events, things of that nature. These small stages are powerful for refining your message and building confidence. Start small because it's a process. It's a process of stepping into something that is new to you. It is never been done before. You've never done this before. So you want to start small. Even though they are small stages, they build your confidence and they build your credibility. It builds your credibility of what experience have you had as as a speaker. As a speaker, have you spoken at any? If anybody ever asks you the question, you could say, yes, I have spoken at previous engagements, and you can show them the video. Okay. That's why it's always good when you're doing a speaking event to always have someone taking a camera or video on their phone. Okay. Take somebody that can record you speaking. Okay. Or if you're going to a speaking event, you ask the coordinator of that event, will I have an opportunity to have my section of the video, compressed so I can use it for my exposure and marketing and advertising. Okay, because these videos become very important talking pieces for you when you are asked, have you ever done a speaking engagement before? Okay. We want to pitch podcasts and online summits. Okay. Pitch, podcasts, and online summits. Okay. Podcasts are one of the best ways to get in front of your niche audience. Okay. If you're talking about abuse, if you're talking about abandonment, if you're talking about the good things that happened in your life that changed, or you want to talk about how God came in, stepped in on time and changed things for you, you may want to get on uplifting, motivating podcasts. They have podcast segments that talk about, how you came out of the darkness or how you changed your life and, things of that nature. Craft a short pitch that ties your expertise from your book. Okay. To the host's audience. Okay. So you want to go and write up, a little summary of how you will benefit the show that you're pitching. Okay, and the topics. Give them a list of topics that you could talk about, things of that nature, and that will help the host determine if you are a good fit for their show. Okay, so craft short pitch that ties your expertise from your book to the host's audience. Okay, so we want to do the bundle your book with speaking offer. I don't know if y'all ever thought about that, but when you're going to speak at an event, when you're going to speak at a speaking event, your book is very crucial for this event. When you book a speaking engagement, include your book in the package offer. Okay, I say it like this. Say if you was going to a conference and you were going to the speaking engagement and they asked you to speak, you ask the coordinator if you can sell your books in the lobby. Sell your books in the lobby. Examples of my fee includes a signed copy of my book for each attendee. Bulk sales and exposure in one move. My fee includes a signed copy of my book for each attendee. That is a bulk sale and exposure in one move. You can do that in one move. You don't have to, try to come up with that or, just automatically say, look, okay, well, my fee includes the signed copy of the book for each attendee. And it's a bulk sale. Say if they got, I'll give you this example. Say you're going to a speaking engagement, you've been asked to speak, and they have 300 people that are supposed to be attending this event. 300 people. Think about that. 300 people. So that means you will have, that you will get paid for your book to speak at this event. You get paid. They will have to put that in the contract for you to have this as a bulk sale. They will have to, pay you to speak, and the fee should include how many books they're going to buy from you. Okay, how many books? That's included in the price and the honorarium of your speaking engagement. Your fee that the fee that you charge to speak. Okay. Think about that for a minute. Think about that when you're asked to speak. How much are they going to pay you to speak, and can you include that price? The price has to include the price of your book. And this is another one. You can give them a discount because they're buying the books in bulk order, big orders. Say your book is $20. Now, say your book is $20, but for you have a pricing range or how many books you sell in bulk. Okay, so the way I do mine is, okay, I have it marked down how many books, like so many books, like they're about 10 books, or they're about 20 books. The price goes lower the more books they buy. The price goes lower. Okay, where you take a percentage off because they have decided to buy these in bulk. Okay, now we all have to sit down and create a table. Sit down and create you a table of how much you will sell your books for in bulk in so many numbers. That's a good exercise for you to do this week. Do that this week. Where you sit down and you create a table of how many books you can sell in a bundle. How many books you sell in a bundle for your books. Like say, okay, I got 10 books. Okay, 10 books is, I take that off. Or 10 books, you do you do so many books, like 10, and then you go do the 20, and then you do the 30, and then you do 40, then you do 50, and then the price go up, the price goes down because they have decided to buy these books in bulk. Okay, So sit down and create you a table of how many books you will sell in bulk in a sequence, and then you could send that form to the coordinator of the event. So they will have a range of how much they will be paying you along with the other finances they're going to pay you to speak. Okay. So, you speaking to build long-term opportunities. You speaking to build long-term opportunities. Okay. Such as counseling, workshops, or collaborations. Speaking creates connection that often leads to counseling or consulting or workshops or collaborations. Okay? Books can lead you, speaking engages, speaking creates an opportunity that has no ends. It has no ends. And the more you show up on stage, the more credibility and visibility you build. Okay. The more you show up on stage, the more credibility and visibility you build. Okay. So let's go through our list again for today. Okay. We got turn your book into a signature talk. Start small, grow big. Pitch podcasts and online summits. Bundle your book with speaking offers and use speaking to build long-term opportunities. Okay. So give that some thought this week and, sit down, create that bundle package. And you know what you could do? If you have a book and t-shirts or coffee mug or other merchandise, you could create a book for them too. If you have those in bulk, like you got a book, a t-shirt, or a coffee mug. Say that's 3 items, right? And that's your book. You sell it in bulk already, right? And you turn around and they want you to come speak. That bulk offer can also be included in your speaking engagements. If you just have one book, okay, you got one book. But don't let that stop you from seeking out speaking engagements in your area or other events that show up across your social media platforms. Because, like I say, the more times people see you, the more credibility and visibility you get for your brand. So, speaking is one of the most powerful ways to expand your reach of your book beyond the book, So I want you to remember your book is just a starting point, but your voice is what brings it to life. Okay. Your voice is what brings it to life. So don't forget, we're just weeks away from the Publish Now What free webinar, which starts in September. Okay. It is a 4-part series and it will be happening September the 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th at 10 a.m. Right? We want to, have that and attend that, and it's going to be a plethora of information. It's going to be a plethora of information for all of you that are here in, publishing land or authorship, and you want to get all the knowledge that you can when you become an author, because it will keep you on guard for what can help you and what you should avoid. Okay. I'm just going to give you a heads up. I have a plethora of things to teach, for this webinar. We're going to go into budgeting for the author career, budgeting. We're going to talk about money. We're going to start off with the money. I'm going to just let you know right now, because money is an essential part of your author career. Okay. Like, I'll give you this example. How many books do you want to sell in a year? Say you want 500. Say you want 1,000. Say you want 1,500. Say you want to put 2,000 out. Okay, how are you going to go a process about that? And how much is your budget going to be? Gonna sit down and work that out. The budget, budget for your author career. How many books you want to sell? What plan do you have to put in place in order for to sell that amount of books? Okay, say it's 100, say it's 200, say it's a 500, say it's 1,000. You have to put a plan together and carry this plan out to learn how to do this budget on this book. Okay, so we want to work on post-publishing strategies for that work. Post-publishing strategies that work. Building your author platforms. I cannot stress enough about your author platforms, because your author platforms is the key to your success. And I want to stress this point here. Your social media handles should all be the same thing. Your social media handles should all be the same thing. Not TT on IG and Fifi on Facebook. No, that's not going to work, because you'll discombobulate people. We want people to be cohesive. We want them to be able to reach you. My name is Sharice Johnson Moore, and all that is in my handles. Sharice Johnson Moore, except for maybe my IG page. I got SNJMLLC for IG, right? And I got Sharice J Moore for maybe my TikTok page and my Twitter account. But it still says Sharice, okay? So, and things of that nature. So, and I want to just say, if you need help with your author platforms, please come on and sit down and talk with me, and we can do one-on-one consultations for your, to put everything together. I am, it's a 1 hour, free meeting, a one-on-one free consultation. If you need help with any of these things that are on this list, sitting down, putting a budget together, post-publishing strategies, building your author platform, or engaging with your readers, plus going beyond the book. We can sit down and strategize about all these things, because we have to put these things in order. It's more than just being an author. Is more than just posting your book on a social media app. It's more than just posting your book and say, buy me on a social media app. You got to add your links. You got to add your, I'll teach you how to add your links if you don't know how to do that. I'll teach you how to set up your platforms, how to, go about a strategy of social media, social media exposure, things of that nature. So you want to come into the post-publishing power moves, because I'll be teaching all that in the class, okay, in this webinar for September the 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th, okay? And if you want to go deeper into the conversation of learning more things, you have the Publish Now What course that will be open for enrollment during the webinar. Okay? The Publish Now What course, which gives you a deeper dive into what you have to do as an author. Publish Now What course. I put in like 5 modules in this course, and I will be going through the course. I will be pulling things out of the course during the Publish Now What free webinar. So you will have a better, clear understanding of how to become a very successful author. Okay? Publish Now What course is a 6 weeks program that walks you step by step through growing your book into a movement. The intro price for the course is $147 until October the 1st. So we got a whole month. We got September the 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. And I will be showing you during the webinar what this course will be consistent of. I said, okay, so that intro price is $147. It is for a 6-week program, okay, until October the 1st. Now, after the 1st, you sign up for the course, it goes to $197, okay? It goes to $197 after October the 1st, okay? So don't wait to invest in your author journey. Your book is the beginning. Now let's take it even further, okay? I want to thank everyone for coming in today for the Post-Publishing Power Move. Post-Publishing Power Moves. Post-Publishing Power Moves. We on day 25. Come on. Day 25. Okay. All right. So I want y'all to come in and join me. I also want to give you this announcement. This announcement here. It is for, let me see. Stand Up. Stand Up Authors Revival and Awards Ceremony. It is in October the 3rd through the 5th. October 3rd through the 5th, 2025, in Charlotte, North Carolina, by Miss Ardenae Garner. She is the founder of this event. This is a conference that is very important. It is the third Stand Up Authors Revival and Awards Conference. It is in Charlotte, North Carolina, October the 3rd through the 5th, okay? 25. So I wanted to keep everybody abreast. Charlotte, North Carolina. Come on, you can even get 1-day tickets. It's 3 days, a 3-day event, but you can pick what day you want to come in, and you don't have to stay for the whole event. You can still buy 1-day tickets. They are also available too. Okay. And I wanted to let you know that it is important for you as an author to attend other events that are happening in your area, okay? Now, if you want to, let me see. If you need to reach out to me, here is my email, snjm@ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. It is very important that we can sit down and we can help you with your publishing needs, okay? It is my website as well, ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. Now, y'all see how that name flow, right? You see how the name flow. I got the same website as my email name. That's coordinated. That's coordinated because we don't want to trick nobody up thinking we got a website one name and an email and another. Everything has to coincide. I just keep iterating that with authors because I see a lot of that handled. The handles don't match the person's name, and it just doesn't match. And I be like, okay, I'm lost. Where I'm supposed to go, okay? And we have to be coordinated. Okay? I want to say thank you again for coming in for the Post-Publishing Power Move, Day 25. I am Sharice Johnson Moore, and I am signing out. I hope to see you tomorrow for Day 26, okay? Day 26. All right? We are in our last week, but still got some learning to do. All right, babies? I'll talk to y'all later, okay? Bye-bye.